Welcome friends. Today I'm going to discuss about the Spring Boot application deployment at AWS. So in AWS specifically, I'm going to deploy at EC2 instance. First of all, if you deploy Spring Boot application in AWS, that means you are hosting your Spring Boot application. So you can directly run the application from AWS. Before doing that, I have already created the EC2 instance. So the process of EC2 instance creation, I have already discussed in my previous video. I will give the link here. Okay. And I have created simple Spring Boot application that's just one REST endpoint, and this one I have deployed here. Now, what is that Spring Boot application? That's very simple. What I have done here, if you see here, Spring Boot AWS controller, here you will see that simple thing like welcome to Ruby AWS. I have done it. Okay, and this Spring Boot application, when you are deploying that, you are deploying not the project. You need to create the jar file, right? So after executing jar file, you can hosting, right? You can run the application. So from AWS, we are not going to run like this, right? Just run as main, right? So here is that, so we are not running like this. We need to give the jar file. Here we have that main. Okay, so we don't do that. Okay, let me close this. Okay, so we need to prepare the jar file first of all. To do that, what we need to do, we have to put the final name, that is Spring Boot AWS Ruby. So you can give anything, and this jar file will be generated at the target. Okay, so this is the jar file, and this jar file you need to execute from the EC2 instance. Okay, now let me focus on the AWS part. Again, I will come back to that point. Okay, and here in the EC2 instance, I have already created. Okay, EC2 instance I have already created in the service. Okay, EC2, you will get that EC2 instance. If you click on the instance, you will find that. Okay, here you will find that this is the public DNS. Okay, and how did you uh, execute the jar file, right? So to connect that, you need to, how do you connect that? Let me close this. Okay, so let me copy that. I have already put it. So this is the host. Okay, and in the connect section you will find that EC2 user. Okay, here in the data section you will find, and what is SSH auth. I have already created that key. Okay, API key, PPK key. Okay, for Mac or the Linux, you can directly PEM file, which I have already generated as part of the AWS instance creation. Okay, and here for the Windows, we need to prepare the PPK file. So I will show it like how the PPK file can be generated. Okay, so why we need that .ppk file? When this is from the PuTTY from my laptop, I'm going to connect to the AWS. Okay, AWS is nothing but that the Linux system. Okay, to connect that, you have to give the user ID password, right? Instead of user ID password, I have encrypted file that ppk file, and I'm using that. I can easily connect here. Okay, if you open it, so you can connect it. Okay, and here you can find that what's the Java version. So I have already installed Java version. Okay, so earlier it was by default it was a JDK 7. I have already installed JDK 8 here. Okay, this is the prerequisite. Okay, and then what you need to do, you need to run that. Okay, so this is the jar file. So what we need to do to execute the jar file, java minus jar, and you have to do that. So then it will be running, and what it is running, so you will see that it is running welcome to Ruby AWS. And if we see that AWS controller, welcome to Ruby AWS. Okay, so this is the jar file, and you can connect from putty, and you can do that. Now how EC2 will get that? Before that, I have to, what is the, you need to follow the step. What is the step? EC2 instance creation and JDK installation, which I have already done, and the S3 storage setup and made as public. So what I have done, I have created the jar file, and this jar file I will upload in the S3 storage. Okay, in the bucket, and uploading that S3 storage, and download from S3 to EC2 server instance by using wget URL. So what's the URL for the S3 storage setup? So when I have created, so let me check where is that S3 storage setup. I have already created, so I will show it how I have created. Just it's a very simple step, create bucket. You can create it. Okay, and I have uploaded, and you can create folder if you want to mention for Java to Java, for Angular specific. I have just uploaded. Okay, and the jar file what I have generated here, I have uploaded here. So after creating that, I have to make it as a public. Okay, I have to click that make public. Okay, so this is a make public, make sure. Okay, otherwise EC2 instance, this is the part of the S3 Amazon S3 storage. Okay, you will not get it. And how you can download it? So you have to make it like wget URL. Okay, how you can do that? You have to write wget URL. So this will download from S3 to EC2. Okay, now difference between S3 storage and EC2. Say here this is the storage. Okay, this is the nothing compute, and EC2 is the compute. That is, you are executing your application. Okay, now after that, so you are running application from the EC2, right? So you have to check the what's the URL of the EC2. So go to the EC2, and what's the running instance, and here you will find that public DNS. So this is the one. Okay, so what you are going to do, 8080 and default port 8080. So this way you are running. This is the step. Okay, and what's the command you need to execute here? So in the EC2, to install the JDK, you have to execute that yum install java 180 open JDK. So this command you need to use it to install JDK 8, and you can check the Java version and configure to, there's a two option available, right? Now like JDK 7 is already installed, and JDK 8, right? For Windows also, right? When you have C program files, okay, here you will find like say Java. So you will find like JDK 1.8, 1.7. So you have to point to that JDK8, right? In STS, what we are going to do? STS we are mentioning here. So if we are checking the project here, we have mentioned that Java build path as JDK8. Okay, so this is the edit. So here you will see that install JDK, so program file, so you have to mention it. So by default is the JDK7 in the EC2 instance, okay, in AWS. So you have to make it as a 8. So we have to make it alternative config Java, okay, and check. And after that, once it is done, then you are download from which I have already uploaded in the S3 storage, okay. Then download from the S3 storage to the EC2 and check the ls that whether the jar is available. So I have checked, and after that I can java minus jar, I can do that, okay. And this is the URL what you are getting and running that very simple way. And for that you have to that setup that you need putty to be installed, right? So you have to install putty from the putty.org, and you have to how that ppk file generation from the pm file and the windows, so which I have already mentioned here, right? So during EC2 instance creation, you have to create the key, right? So that key is a pem file. So that pem file we can directly execute from the Mac. For Windows, you need to convert to the compatible version, that is ppk. Then communicate from laptop to EC2 instance, okay? So this way I can communicate it, okay? So which I have already discussed. So and you can check from the connect that what is that connection details. So this is the date username and this is the host URL, okay. And putty to connect, how you are connecting, I have already shown here. So this is the host URL, data as a username, and auth as a you get that ppk file, okay. And the command you have to execute, right? Since if you check that pom.xml file, you will find that it is 1.8 version, right? So similarly, you have to make it 1.8 version. So to do that, first when you are connecting using EC2 users, to connect to the root user, you have to sudo -i, okay. And to install Java 8, so yum install Java 1.8 OpenJDK. And to make that setup, alternatives hyphen config Java, then you will have option 1 and 2. You have to option obviously you have to option 2, and then it will you are all set JDK8, okay. And S3 storage setup is a very straightforward. Create a bucket, and in the bucket you have to block all public and public access. You have to uncheck it so that you can access it, right? You are not making it restricted, okay. And acknowledge and create the bucket and upload the jar file. Is the just drag and drop, okay. And make the jar file as a public, and you are directly get that jar, okay. You if from anywhere you can directly get that jar file, okay. So if we check that, what is the service S3, so here in the bucket, so if you just see this URL, just copy paste that URL, you can directly download. If you see that it's getting downloaded. So similarly, if you give that URL wget, you can directly download it, okay. So what I have done, so I have done wget you can download it. Okay, where it is WGET, so you can download it. Okay, and when you are running that application, say I have already shown that this is the application, since it's a 8080, so we are running, so we are hosting our application in AWS. Okay, and creating Spring Boot application, this is a very straightforward. So what I have mentioned, that I have chosen only the Spring Web and uh, hosting that application. This is the simple URL, REST endpoint I have exposed, and jar file created, and we need to deploy that jar. It's not fast into EC2 instance. First we have to upload in the S3 storage. From S3 storage, make it as that jar as a public. From EC2 instance, we download it, and then we are executing it. Okay, so this way we can hosting our Spring Boot application in AWS. Hope you have enjoyed. Thank you very much.